quick.
Got it.
All right. I don't know why I always have trouble with this. Here it is, Google Chrome. All right. You don't want to. Yes, that is my calendar. Believe it or not, that's actually after I even took off my took it off my team member stuff. So, so all right. So you can see this, right? Top 10 listing ideas.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. All right. I always have too many tabs open when I try to do a Zoom, and I have to figure out which one's going to play. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about ways to finish the year strong, which also would help set up your first quarter for 2022 and for success. So really, I know, Larry, you're in mortgages, so this is maybe some information you can share with all of your contacts that you're helping with the social media and whatever.
Yeah,
so
no,
top 10. Let's see.
I love content like this because then, yeah, I'll definitely share it with my people.
Right. So I'll record this. I'll send you the recording too if you want to. Or I can send you the slide deck if you want to copy it and put it on your own stuff.
Perfect. Yes, sir.
So number one, the unsolicited comparative market analysis. This works well for areas that you regularly market in or that you regularly get listings in, or if you have a past client in a neighborhood that you farm a neighborhood. It's like, hey, Joe, I was just in your neighborhood and I thought, it's been a few years since you bought your house. I thought I would just share a quick market analysis with you. Take a look at this. Let me know what you think. If you do just a couple of these a day, how long does it really take you to do a CMA? Probably like less than 5 minutes if you're just doing the quick and dirty ones, they call them in cloud CMA, right? The best way to do this is to do it through BombBomb video. You could even pull up like Google Earth. People think that's really cool, like do a Google Earth view of their subdivision as the start of your BombBomb screen recording. And that's the first thing they see in their email inbox. It's super impressive for people to show that you're using technology and things like that to get listings done. So you'd start out with the Google Earth view of their neighborhood. Pull the arrow over there. Hey, here's your house, and here's 3 other houses in your neighborhood that sold. Then flip over to the CMA. Like here's the comps that it sold in your neighborhood in the last 6 months. Just want to do this for you real quick as a service to my clients. I don't just believe in having past clients. I believe in having clients for life. So here's your unsolicited CMA, right? People like that. They think the Google Earth thing is really cool. Number 2, Facebook phishing. Go on Facebook, open up your Messenger app, and see which one of your friends has a little green dot next to it, who's on Facebook right now, and send them a quick message. Hey, Joe, just wondering what your real estate plans are for 2022. You have any plans on moving? It's an easy one because they're already on Facebook. They're active, and if they ignore you, then you know not to bother them anymore, right? If you send them a message when you know that they're online and they don't answer you, that probably tells you something. Number 3, past client event. This could be a lot of different things. There's the traditional past client party. There's this time of year, pumpkin, give away pumpkins, give away pies for Thanksgiving. One thing we did last year in lieu of a client party due to COVID was which is very popular, which we could probably do again. We didn't plan it this year, but it could be something we could go to in the future, is a free fall front porch photo session. So those people in your database that have their front porches decorated for the fall with corn stalks, pumpkins, all that stuff, bales of hay, whatever it is for your market, whatever things people do for your area, just offer, hey, and of course, find a photographer who's willing to do this for a reasonable price. We found a guy who did it last year for us. I think we're maybe $1,000 all in, but he went to like 50 people's houses to do it. So the biggest part of this is the logistics as far as planning. You want to help your photographer out, the planning, like, hey, here's a good path. Here's where all the homes are. Help him map it out so he's more efficient. But by the time he stopped at someone's house, he just said, hey, make sure your front porch is decorated how you want it, and make sure you're dressed when he gets there at 12.
Around, he's going to spend 2 minutes, and I lost my earpods for some reason, so I'll just take them out. Oh, can you guys still hear me? I think I lost Wi-Fi maybe.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay. I'll just put my AirPods away. I don't know what happened. Right, past client event. My Bluetooth stopped working on my laptop for some reason. Okay. So past client event, you could do that. Something to do for the third quarter was just that, anything related to fall is fun. If you have like an apple orchard kind of thing near where you are, just have an event there, something like that. So number 4, quick, what's your plan? Email or text like this. If you have a CRM that does mass texting, this is really good. Hey, what's your plan for 2022? 1, thinking of upgrading. 2, as if I could find something. 3, we need to downsize. 4, no real estate plans at all this year. So then they can just reply back to you 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's an easy one. That can be a mass email or mass text, usually gets the most responses. We've done that before. In the first part of the year, we did the same thing. We got a lot of responses back. And number 5, personal branding. A lot of people are talking about Google local service ads lately. So if this is something you're not doing for your business, it's real easy. I set this up for my team the other day. It took me less than 5 minutes to put in my insurance, my business insurance, my real estate license, location, name, a couple pictures of our office. I did this in about 5 minutes the other day. Really easy. So do that for yourself. If you're a solo realtor, it's really easy to do. If you're a brokerage, do it for your brokerage, or even for mortgages, you could do this for yourself, Larry, for your mortgage business. If you're not already, probably are, right? Number 6, YouTube ads. I've not done a lot of research on this yet, but this is an idea that I've heard of a lot of people doing lately. With more and more people are using YouTube as their entertainment. They're not, they don't have cable, they don't have any news networks. They just go to YouTube and watch the stuff they want to watch. It's custom tailored to them. And YouTube and Google do a great job of suggesting you videos that you want to see based on what you've already watched. So go on YouTube and find a way to do some research and do some ads on YouTube. Google's really smart about getting your ad in front of people that you want to see it, because they want to maximize your ad spend and they want you to spend more money, right? Number 7, better direct mail. What do I mean by better direct mail? Everyone knows that, okay, just listed, just sold. It's been worked to death, right? I got a sold listing, and especially if you sign up for a service like Quantum Digital or something I talked to you before about, I think Jeremiah. If you sign up and put your information in, and usually companies like Quantum Digital sync with your MLS, so they know when you have something that just sold, because they're going to send you an email. Hey, Jeff, you just sold the house at 123 Main Street. Do you want to send out 100 postcards for $25? Sure, why not? Click here, one click, you're done. It's going to send 50 postcards around the house you just sold. But that's been something people have been doing for decades. It's been worked to death. Try something better. Personalized letters, buyer need. Hey, if you're farming neighborhood, send a letter. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, here's 3 different buyers that I have, 3 different buyer profiles that I'm working with. Mary's a nurse who's looking for a house in this area for up to $250,000. Bill and Judy, retired, they're looking to downsize in your neighborhood. They're looking to spend up this for a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,100 square foot house. Joe and Mary, have 3 kids. So based on, obviously we don't want to cross the fair housing threshold, talking about families and stuff, but we're not really talking about specific individuals. We're just talking about buyer profiles. More amazing postcards, some amazing content. One thing as far as the just listed and just sold, a realtor colleague of mine in Colorado does, he sends just listed and just solds to his past client database. So instead of just sending a just sold to the neighborhood where you just sold a house, you're just constantly reminding your past clients that you're still in the business, just listed and just solds. Also, farming in the neighborhood, just make sure postcards look amazing, make them really stand out, and just remember consistency is key. You're not going to do one postcard mailing for 1 quarter, then never do another one again because you didn't get any listings from it, right? You need to do it. This is going to take you, especially for farming neighborhoods, it's going to take a year or 2 before you start having some traction in that neighborhood. So just stick with it. Every 4 months, every 3 or 4 months, send a postcard. Number 8, next level listing marketing, create FOMO, right? I've had a lot of people over the years contact me and say, I want you to list my house because I saw how you marketed that other house on your Facebook page. So just, amazing pictures, video, drone, custom listing website, all that kind of stuff. Video tours of the house with you in it, just like a commercial, create a commercial for, especially if it's a higher dollar listing where it's worth the money to spend $300 to $500 on promotional items. Remember, you're not just marketing that house to get that house sold, you're creating your brand for your real estate business. And people are saying, I want you to sell my house because I saw what you did for the house down the street with the video and the marketing, the commercial and the drone pictures, all that kind of stuff. So always keep, people always like, oh, well, I'm going to set an advertising budget for this listing. This listing's $200,000. So I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on this listing. Stop thinking of it in just that small term of like, I'm spending money to sell this house. No, I'm spending money to market myself and my brand, my real estate brand. So remember, just next level listing marketing, create some FOMO for other people in the neighborhood based on what you're doing for the home down the street. Number 9, mass emails. this is a really quick email. That's not, it's not about me. It's not about anything else. Just a quick email. Hey, quick question. If you have a CRM, quick question, insert first name. Are you selling your home in 2022? That's a quick, easy email for them to read, quick, easy email for them to reply to. So that gets a lot of responses. We've done that one before in the past as well. Gets a lot of responses. So again, if you have a CRM that does the insert the first name or whatever you're going to put in there, it's really easy to do. And it look like it's customized for them because it has their name in it, right? And then number 10, create a top 50 list and column. Your top 50 list. If you don't have 50 past clients, you can use your sphere of influence. You can use your friends and family. Who are the top 50 people most likely to refer you business is what we're looking for in this top 50 list. If you have 1,000 past clients, create a top 50 list of the 50 most likely people to refer you business or who have referred you business over the years. We want to treat all of our past clients well. We want to treat the people that refer us business better because they send us business, right? The 4 dialogue is easy: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Hey, Joe, how's the family doing? Great. Hey, are you still working at that insurance company? What are you guys doing for fun? Recreation. Anything big planned for the holidays? Dreams. So family, occupation, recreation, dreams. It's a really easy conversation to have because guess what? You're not asking for anything, right? You're not asking for business. You're not asking for a listing referral. You're not asking for them to list their house and buy a new one. You're just having a conversation, right? Hey, Joe, how's the family doing? Hey, how's work? Are you still working at that insurance company? What did you guys do for fun this summer? Anything big planned for the holidays? I know you guys like to ski. Are you going on any ski trips? Really easy conversation to have where you're not being salesy. The number one thing I hear from people that I coach of why they don't call their past clients, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to sell them something or get them to list their house. Well, this is not a sales call. This is just a you caring about your past client call and checking in to see how they're doing. So those are the top 10 that I came up with to share with all of you today, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on any of that. Any comments or questions or things to add? More importantly, I know a lot of smart people on the call. I know you guys all have things that you're doing too that you could share with the group.
So I got a question.
Yep.
So all those are great and they all make a lot of sense. If you could choose one out of that, like you're going into 2022, you've had a good year, you've closed some business. Like what would be the one thing, kind of like the book, that you would do for most efficiency?
Let me look here real quick. So it depends if you have enough. I would go back 3 to 5 years for any people that you sold a house to, like a buyer you sold a house to. And I would do the unsolicited CMA. I would spend the next month. I would do a 1 or 2 a day for the next month. And again, you need to do some screen sharing video with BombBomb or some other kind of service. I know Loom is another one, or just like Google Meets, or Zoom, just do your own thing on Zoom, and then with you yourself. And I would just go, if you have at least 30 to 50 people that you could do this for, I would just go do that for the next 3 to 4 weeks. I would do a couple a day and just send them some unsolicited CMA. Because everywhere the market's up like crazy from 3 to 5 years ago, right? And what I found over the years in this business is that the general public's perception of the real estate industry is always lagging at least 1 to 2 years. So like I'm getting people trying to list their house rate. I heard the market's nuts. Well, it was 4 months ago, right?
So you're doing this for all your buyers?
Anything, or people that you sold a house to. So the house they bought from you, 3 to 5 years ago. Okay. Just hey, Joe and Mary, I know you've only been in your house a few years, but in case you haven't heard, the market's been nuts lately. I thought maybe you might be curious what your home is worth in today's market. Another good one that's kind of like non-direct is just do the homeowner's insurance check-in. Like, hey, I know you bought your house 3 years ago, but the market's up quite a bit since you bought it. Just, you might want to make sure that you're properly insured for replacement value on your house because construction costs are up, home values are up, and you paid $200 for your house, 3 years ago, it's worth $275 now. You want to make sure that your home is properly insured for replacement value. That's an easy one too, that where you're not asking for anything, you're providing a service, and you're staying top of mind.
Hey, that's a great point about the insurance there. I just came in late. Can you just email that or put it in there, your little presentation?
Yep, I actually recorded this one, so I'll send the recording out.
Okay,
along
great.
with
Hey, the
slide deck.
insurance thing is my take on it. Insurance thing is really good idea because that just literally you don't have to do no research, no nothing. And you just know it's going to be 25% increase in value. And say, hey, just call to check on and see, and you need to check with your insurance and raise the deal. Then probably take you to the next level. They're going to say, hey, yeah. And if you want to cash out, we can do that now, that'll be like a easy deal. Like all of us, like just hearing that from, I mean, we're all smart, but hear from somebody like you just say that, I said, darn it, how come I didn't thought about that? It's just like every call should be about the insurance deal and you have no research needed. I'm a I and a D too, but sometimes I think I'm a C because I really think I need to know the value in the neighborhood and average deals before I make the call. I think if we can make the call, then the conversation follows that. It'd be the greatest thing.
It's true. I mean, it's easier if you're doing a house in a subdivision because you can pretty quickly show them. Like it could take you less than 5 minutes to do a CMA, for somebody
Right.
that's in a subdivision. And you could just end it as a general statement, like here's what the home values in your neighborhood have done in the past 6 months. If you want a more specific value, give me a call. There's a call and then put a call to action at the end, like, hey, if you want a more specific price, I'll be happy to stop by and see what upgrades you've done to the house in the last 3 years.
I know you got more than 50, and then is any reason you just choose 50 for purpose of making it simple?
I mean, the top 50 list?
Yeah. Top
yeah,
50 means is top 50 or top 50 like recent sale? So
No, your top 50 past clients that are the most likely to refer your business. Those are the people that come to all your client parties. The people that might have bought a house every 5 years from you the last 15 years. They're active on your social media page, always sharing your posts and listings. Just because, we just say top 50 because that's more manageable for you as an agent, right? Like you could have a top 50, a private top 50 exclusive client event. Like, hey, I'm inviting my top 50 clients to this more expensive client event that you would more than you would normally do. Makes them feel special. It makes them feel like part of a club, part of your community, things like that. And if you've been in the business 20 years like me, I've got 1,000 people on my mailing list from past clients, right?
Right, yeah.
So I can't do, like when we do an event, we have to kind of keep it open to like, hey, what am I willing to spend if 300 people show up, right? But if you do a top 50 event, you can probably do something more expensive, like a plate of dinner somewhere, rent out a movie theater, something like that,
Jeremiah, what are you thinking? Since you're fairly new in business, what going through your mind? What prevents you from making the call?
The pain of not making the call isn't great enough yet. If I'm to be honest.
Well, you got a big commercial deal. If you take that out of the equation, if you broke, I say, hey, what would you different? I think
Man. It all makes sense. Like Wayne says, it all works if you work it. So I asked that question because I know myself. I won't do 10. Right. But to me, doing some CMAs for some past clients, that's manageable.
My second choice, if you don't have a lot of past clients, to do 40 or 50 of those over the next month, I would just do, work on your personal branding, do the Google local service ads, and build your profile on Google. That's another good one.
Speaking of Google, I have a business profile that has been suspended for, I don't know, a month, and I've tried to reactivate it. Does anyone on here have any tips for that? I've tried to do the submission or the verify my business, and there's like no phone number to call. I don't know if anybody is an expert in that field that I can solicit their feedback.
Google is like the worst when it comes to customer service.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is I signed up for a Google account where I'm paying for like space and stuff, and I don't use it. And I've been trying to cancel it for the last 2 years. So what I did was I just, I did a stop payment on my bank account. Hopefully that gets them to call me, right? So I'm just letting you know that I've tried my ass off to try to find someone I can call, and I haven't been able to find it. So I don't know if you find out. I would love to hear, but I've been trying for the last few years, and this is a different product, but it's still Google. services.
Yeah. Mine is to Google My Business, and I basically just changed broker names, and I guess somehow it tagged the business something with the address, which I updated. And I mean, I have literally tried submitting it and doing like a resubmission and whatever, and it won't let me. And I have like 25, great reviews from my clients. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to have to start the process over again or ask people to do the reviews again. So I really don't know what to do. I didn't know if anybody had any
And
expertise.
this is Melissa.
No,
Pardon me?
that's
Who's this?
Carla. Carla is the one that's talking.
Oh, I can't see it. So did you deactivate it at one time, or you tried because you changed the brokerage? What happened?
No, it's just because I changed the name.
Yeah. So did you ever go to Google Map and put your address in there?
My business address.
Yeah. So you need to go Google Map. So do you have a G Suite account or just
do.
regular G?
Yep.
Okay. So if you have a G Suite account, you can just go to Google Map. You need to identify yourself in a Google Map and register in there. Because so I always had this Google My Business, but really didn't promote trying to get my testimonial until when I was having an open heart surgery. This lady come and slam me. I only had like 5 deals and she gave me one and got me motivated. So I've been working on this thing. So the number one thing is to go to Google Map and identify yourself there, because they're using Google Map to make sure there's no fraud with the Google business. So you need to check that, because we especially change the brokerage and a physical address of your brokerage is different than what you register for. They don't understand the brokerage deal. They just go
I'm
by
supposed to put in my name or the business.
do you have your name business, or you have a?
Yeah, but fortunately it's deactivated, so it won't show up in Google My Map.
So did you had your business, Google My Business, deactivated before?
No.
Okay. But I think if you don't, just start up a new one. And because what's going to happen is if you have a new business name, you have a new business LLC or anything?
No.
Okay.
It's just I changed the broker name. That's all I did.
Yeah. If I were you, or a lot of people have a team or person or LLC, then you will try that a little different on a Google Map and a Google deal. It will show up, because they're trying to connect with the different sources to verify it. I run into a few people who have the same issues.
I would also maybe try, if you do pay for G Suite, I would just go into your G Suite admin dashboard and just try to get help in there, because if you're paying them for a product, you're not talking about your free listing. If you're paying them for the G Suite product, they should be able to get you some help.
That's a good idea too.
Right.
I would just go to your admin.google.com and sign in, and then click the help button up here and try to chat with somebody.
All right. Thank you. I'll give that a go. I did reach a live person, but he couldn't help me with that. So I don't know, but I'll try.
So something for marketing purposes, I have probably like 3 Google My Business addresses out there. I actually prefer to keep them alive, because then it looks like I have 3 locations. And when people Google you, you are more likely to be searched. So like there's three towns that I have an office. I used to have an office at Richardson, Addison, and now I'm in Frisco, right? So to the search person, they'll find my thing possibly 3 times, which makes it easier to find me, right? So I've heard actually businesses that actually would scale their business completely like 180 by having multiple locations. So what I'm saying is that I brand myself as the Larry Lee team, right? I don't put Larry Lee at Van Dyke Mortgage or Larry Lee at whatever company. I put Larry Lee team. That way, no matter what, it's evergreen. It'll always be associated with me. And I know it's something you can't transfer your reviews, but from here on out, you can start pushing the reviews towards your other one. And then if someone is looking for reviews, you can always like send them a link to the old one, right? But it actually helps you.
I don't even think the link to the old one works. Like if you go on and Google my name, you won't even find them. Like if you go into my website, you can see them at the bottom, some of the ones that pulled through, but you can't even like it doesn't even show, because I think I had it under Carla Trine Real Estate or whatever. But I guess I think it said Carla Trine like Realtor, and then at the Team Real Estate Group. And then when I changed the broker name, that's where it got a little hinky. And mean, I guess I could just ask my clients to rewrite the reviews. I just hate to do that. Like I can see them on my thing. I just can't do anything with
What
them.
what I'm saying is that don't try to edit your old accounts, because that's what screws it up, right? Like if you
Okay.
had an established account and you try to change it, that because I tried that before and Google like made it so I couldn't even get access to the account anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just let it be, and if no one else has access to it, then it's just kind of like a brand that's like it's kind of like an old billboard that no one updates, right? As long as it has information that goes to your phone number and email, and it doesn't brand, and even if it brands your old company, it doesn't matter, because if they call you, you'll be like, oh, well, I actually upgraded.
It doesn't show up at all, though, is what I'm saying. Like in a
Well,
Google search, it doesn't show up at all. It's suspended.
Did it show up before you changed it?
Yeah, I mean, like if you Googled my name, you would see the Google, like Google Business or whatever, and you would see it as a business. But now if you Google my name, it does not show up at all.
That's what I'm saying. Next time, I mean, this is for future. Don't try to change it, is what I'm saying. I leave mine alone.
Okay.
Right. So that's why, like I say, it's like an old billboard that's just still there. I didn't try to update, because once you update it, then you could lose access to it, or they might be like, okay, well, this is not accurate anymore, so we're going to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you leave it alone and no one touches it, then it'll kind of stay there,
Okay.
So I'm sorry that this happened to you. If you can get it back up and running, and of course that's awesome. But I would never, like, if you switch offices, switch companies, just leave it alone, because again, Google will just squelch it. Again, I tried to do the same thing and I lost one of my Googles because I was trying to update the address or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, Google is it's a perpetual beta, just like Facebook is. It's constantly changing, updating. So I like the fact that you showed me that screen, Jeff, because I never saw the little question mark thing. I'm gonna try to go back and try to cancel that account going that route again. But yeah, before I couldn't get anybody to help me with what I was doing.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to look if I can find the number. So I had a problem with my G Suite one time. So like our office emails was connected to a different domain, like the mylenaway.com. And I forgot to set it up on GoDaddy for auto renewal, so it canceled. And so then I was scrambling around trying to figure, oh my gosh, none of our office emails are working. So I was having a panic moment. I ended up finding a phone number somehow for someone at Google, and they talked me through it and got it fixed. But try the admin.google.com and see if you can.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find anything on that. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. All right, so I did record this. I'll send out the recording link and then the slide deck as well after this call. And then if you guys got nothing else, I'll see you on the calls on Wednesday. All right, have a good one.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good one.